live. It's Lunch with the Boys. My name's Cody Anderson. I am part of Good Rep Media, and I am joined today by
Jordan Vogel
Jordan Vogel, who also part of Good Rep Media. And I say today, I mean like every day,
every day,
man. I
every
don't know
day.
why I say like
The,
I play it
yeah,
off like you're a special guest. You're
yeah.
brand new, never before seen.
Because again, just like I was saying, with like you having the bigger thing there, we see how you look at this. You're the host. I'm the guest. I see.
Dude, I just want to be. I, I'll be realistic with you right now. I would love to be a late night show host, or like one of those people who does funny interviews, like the Hot Wings guy.
Yeah.
I
Sean
want to be that.
Evans from Hot
Yeah.
Ones.
So I don't want to be like the highlight of the show, but I want to like do the cool thing, do the fun thing.
Yeah. Would you be able to eat the hot wings?
I would eat the Hot Wings at
Yeah.
this point,
Are
dude.
you good with spice?
Hot food is a lot better for me. I like the spice. I'm big on the spice. I mean, it's not my like, I'm going to order the spicy food. I'm going to order the like spicier options, but I'm not going to order the spiciest option, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and typically I won't either, unless like I'm there for the spice. Like if I'm going to somewhere where it's like we're known for our spicy thing and like that's why we're going to it. It's like yeah, I'm gonna get the spiciest thing I can. But like if it's just like oh we have something like I'm not going to B Dubs and getting like their like blazing challenge every single time I go
Mhm.
just because it's the spiciest thing they have. But
Yeah.
like if I go like I went to that Nashville like hot sauce place. I was like, give me
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah,
spice the
yeah.
hottest sauce you have because that's the whole
Did
point of this place.
did you get a sauce from there?
No, I didn't. I didn't, but I did trial it. I trialed like almost every one of them that they had. Um,
Yeah, they had quite a few different hot sauce options. And I'll be real, I'm not the biggest hot sauce fan, but I do enjoy hot sauce, like just in general. So I'd go out, I'll try them. I'll eat hot foods, won't go out of my way to burn myself down though.
I've been making my friend Colton like slowly get into a bunch of like hot foods. He wasn't really like a spicy guy, but I was like, well, I kind of want this spicy thing, and I need someone to go with, so you're gonna come get it with me. And he's kind of been in like a yes man mood recently, where he's down for just about
The
anything.
yes
So
man mood. We love us a yes man friend every once in a
I
while.
I got him to do like an impromptu like 4 hours of driving last Friday.
For
Like
what?
I went to my high school football game and like I called him
Oh.
like 30 minutes before I was getting ready to leave. Like, hey, do you want to go to this? And it's like an hour. It's like an hour away from me, where I'm like an hour away from him.
Mhm.
So like he had to drive an hour down to me, and then we drove an hour there, then an hour back, then an hour north.
Dang. Well, I mean,
And
hey,
we accidentally it was Halloween, right?
yeah.
It's my high school football team had a home playoff game on Halloween, and I was like I wasn't doing anything, so I went down there. And then afterwards I was like, hey, you want to go to like we're kind of near Lansing right now. You want to go to Raising Canes and get some canes? And they're like, sure. We didn't think about it being like
Actually
nighttime
Halloween.
Halloween in East Lansing, like right there in like Raising Canes is like almost on campus,
Mhm.
So like it was a zoo. It was crazy. We were like, this was a mistake. So that was
Yeah,
fun.
I can see that being a little bit of like a, "Oh, shit."
Exactly. Like as we were getting there, we were like looking around, like there's a lot of people in costumes right here. And then like we got to Canes. Canes had nowhere to see. There was nowhere to stand in Canes. Like it looked like the bars in Nashville. Like they were like stuffed outside of like the place, and it was like, man, all this for some chicken fingers.
I mean, hey, man, if you have the great chicken fingers, sometimes that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
But to get into the topic of today's live, we're wanting to bring up side hustles again. I think side hustles are probably one of the most talked about topics in today's day and age. I think everyone and their mother is doing a side hustle, and I think the mentality surrounding side hustles is shifting a lot. It used to be your side hustles were like go collect cans, go rake yards, go do like yard work, and it was for like a kid. It was for
Well,
your
those were
teens.
our side hustles when we were kids and
Well, yeah,
teens.
yeah, yeah.
Like I
The
like I can't imagine that those were like if you had someone like in front of people saying like, "Hey, adults, here's some side hustles. Go get cans." Like I feel like we were just kids, and so
well,
that's
yeah, yeah,
what
yeah.
we thought of as side hustles. But
Well, and I'll be real. So nowadays, there's people around me who are collecting cans. That's like a
Oh yeah.
whole thing. 100% it's like a, hey, uh I remember specifically when we went tubing, end of the tubing ride, and I do think it was someone who was down on their luck, I a homeless man or something like that. But they were collecting cans at the end of
At the get
your
off spot, yeah,
yeah,
where
the get
like
off spot for the
yeah, just
tubing.
like hundreds of people getting off every hour just with tubes full of cans. Like, yeah, like he probably made, upwards of probably like $100 or so. I would have to imagine,
Well, exactly. He probably made some type of money, which is always super nice to make money. Now, the main difference of today's talk, and I think this is a great example of it, you're not going to be able to scale that into
No.
any type of permanence. And that's one of the main breaking points of a lot of these side hustles. The difference between I'm going to do this for beer money on the weekends and I'm going to do this as my job for the rest of my life.
Well, see,
I
that's not a side hustle then. That's a hustle.
well, it's the thing is it's the evolution of that side hustle into doing something for full time.
Yeah.
So the whole topic of today is turning your side hustle into full-time work. That is what we want to be able to chat about, because your side hustle, if you're out there collecting cans at the end of a thing, that's not going to turn into full-time work. Now, how could it? Because now I'm like, wait. If you're set
Getting
up
them
one of
outside of
those
sporting
like
events. I bet walking around on Halloween there, around East Lansing's campus there, they probably could have got enough cans to make it a profitable day, a pretty good day. But like obviously you're not going to get that every day of the year. You can't do that
yeah.
365.
Well, and I'm thinking like having so one of those side hustles that I've seen pop up recently is the collectible like vending machines. And so someone will buy a vending machine and get permission to put it somewhere. So instead of a vending machine where people are buying a product, get a giant empty bin that has a hole in it and get people to agree to let you put your giant bin with a hole in it at these locations, and then just have it there. Hey, if you're done with your cans, toss them in this bin. And it's like a recycling that you can go and empty. Now, I feel like the city might do that, getting people to agree to put that on public property for random tubers. Probably not great, but that's how you got to think if you're going to turn something into a full-time gig
Yeah.
or like actually make money out of it, because you're not going to be able to live full-time, especially seasonally.
Yeah.
Didn't even think about the seasonality of it.
Yeah. I mean, like you might be able to in California,
Yeah.
but
Well,
like
it's
yeah, here in Michigan, you're gonna have a hard time collecting
Well, and
cans in
that's
the
why they
winter.
talk about the homeless issues, and why there's a lot of homelessness issues in these states like California and in Washington State. In Seattle, it's really bad
Hmm.
because the weather is consistent year round. It doesn't snow and freeze. It's not constantly awful. It's okay to be outside for a majority of your time, and I think that's really really important to
Oh,
like
for sure.
recognize.
For sure. I like it's funny. One of the very first things I noticed in my time in LA is like obviously I knew I was gonna go there and there's gonna be like a lot of homeless people around and stuff. But
Mhm.
like the thing I noticed about them is they are very different than the homeless people in like Detroit or here in Michigan, where it's like they are like aggressively like panhandling and begging and asking for things.
Mhm.
Most of the homeless people that I came across in Los Angeles were just like, hey, like we're here, like whatever. We're just gonna sleep. We're gonna lay around. We're not gonna bother you.
Yeah,
We know like what's going on here. We're just chilling, And I was like,
yeah.
wow,
Well,
that
and
is
it's
very different.
yeah. I will say the panhandling, the homeless that we do have in Michigan, there's a lot of aggression, it feels like.
Hmm.
And I don't know enough about the homelessness issue to like get into it or anything
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But I do know a lot of the homeless that I have interacted with, especially like in Grand Rapids, are like mentally unstable. There are people who are going through like psychotic breaks or issues and stuff like that.
I'm
So it's
willing
a
to
lot
bet
of like,
that's pretty across the board because like I
yeah.
remember my second time I was staying at my brother's apartment and my brother lived in Beverly Hills at the time and
Mhm.
like I was like had the window open, I was sleeping on his couch and I remember like the first night I heard someone just walking outside just yelling, "I'm on crack in Beverly Hills."
Jeez. Well, okay. That's kind of a big city thing. If you're gonna be
Yeah.
in a big city or a downtown, like I remember when we were on like New York, we went to New York for a strip or for a trip, work trip. We stayed right near Times Square, and it was constant, constant all night, people going crazy. And it was also worth noting, like walking through the streets, I had multiple people offer to like sell illicit substances.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But also, that's not indicative of everything in New York. That's not
No.
indicative of all of the people there. It is indicative of the fact that I looked like a like a tourist in a city that wanted to eat tourists alive.
Yeah.
Ugh. Which, have you ever been to New York?
Yeah, once.
Like
Um,
New York,
yep.
or
Yeah, we stayed in a hotel in Queens.
oh,
Um,
nice,
yeah. Yeah,
just
and
for hanging out, or
yeah, like it was like my senior year spring break.
oh,
Which isn't like
nice.
a spring break destination, but like it was
I
still
was
like a
gonna say,
but like I know I wasn't like a big like I love
not
the
a spring
beach now
breaker.
as an adult and stuff like that, but like yeah, I wasn't like a spring breaker, like I wasn't gonna go like Panama or anything like that, you know?
Yeah. I don't think I ever did a spring break trip myself. I spent my spring breaks grinding my side hustles, trying to turn them into full-time income streams. And you know how you generally do that? You find
Grind.
one that you can actually scale.
You
So,
gotta have
I
that
like
grind
that
set.
segue. Props, baller, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, yeah, very
Ugh,
nice.
no,
Killed it.
I really do hate it, but I do think it's important. So, I've done a few different side hustles. I've not done as many as you. The side hustles that I've done, I don't think can translate into being full time jobs, unless you're like actively trying to do. I don't know, reselling. So reselling. Do you think reselling you can do that as a full time job? I know there are plenty of people who do that. What do you think it takes to be a reseller full time?
Initial capital obviously is a big thing. Like that's a hard one to be like, hey, you don't have money, get into this side hustle, you know? Because if you don't have money to start it, it's something that you can't really get into. You can't resell things you can't afford in the first place.
Mhm.
Um, I think obviously knowledge on what you're reselling is going to be huge. If it's Pokemon cards, you got to know your valuable cards. You have to be obviously you have to know like don't touch this card. Like if I pull like a rare card, I don't want to fat finger pull it out or any. Like you got to take care of them.
You
There's
got to
like
know
little
all
things
like
like that.
the
Yeah,
like logistics of it.
the industry, like everything that kind of goes on around like card reselling and everything. And then on top of that, there's just a stroke of luck that has to come. Well, at least for that, at least for like reselling like Pokemon cards and stuff. Like, I mean, unless like you're buying exact cards and then reselling those are exact cards, I guess there's no luck there. You know what you're getting. But like if you're like ripping packs and then like selling cards out of the
Yeah,
packs,
when if you're
obviously
ripping
luck is
packs
a
as part
big
of your
part of
side
that.
hustle, you're probably
Yeah,
doing it
it's not
wrong.
really a side hustle. That's a hobby right there that you
That's
might be able to
well,
make a little
that's
money off of.
I was gonna say that's gambling right there. You're
That is
gambling straight
gambling.
up.
Hey, gambling's a side hustle. You heard it first here at the Good Rep Media.
Oh my god.
Meet me at the
Which
casino.
I did actually see some online research into like gambling and stuff like Polymarket, which I'm fascinated with. Those things are terrifying, and I think gambling is way too prevalent in literally everything these days. So personally, I'm not here for gambling, but gambling makes a lot of money. So if you want to be doing that as your side hustle, I don't suggest you gamble. Almost every one person who gambles loses money. Always worth noting, but maybe that'll work out for you. Maybe we should start a casino. Maybe that should be our side hustle.
Yeah, yeah. The real money in gambling isn't gambling. It's letting other people gamble.
Well, and so the whole thing is let other people gamble. You need to run on those fees. Let them. You want to run the thing that gambles. You want to be the casino.
Yes,
Everyone wants to be the casino.
absolutely.
Um, and I think it's important to recognize, especially when you're talking about anything having to do with chance or opening. If you're gonna go pop some labubus for a profit, I don't think you're gonna be around in the business for very
Better
long.
flip them quick because I don't see Labubus having the value they have in 3 years, dude. They're gonna be replaced by the next thing.
Well, I mean,
Like Labubus are like a trend. Sorry, this is a side
no, you're
topic that
good.
has nothing to do with what we're actually talking about. But Labubus are a trend that got so popular, like so fast that like they were like at its peak of popularity before I even knew what they were. I saw them on South Park, and I thought they were just like, oh, this is South Park making an item up where it's like supposed to be like these things that kids collect. And it's like, oh no, this is just something that they collect. Like this is a real thing. I thought that this is like a parody thing that they were talking about. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, so
Well, and
anything
it's
that can catch heat that fast, I think will extinguish just as
well,
fast.
and I'm curious if it caught heat that fast or if it was you're just not the target audience.
That's very true.
Because I think it blew up and it definitely had popularity. I just don't know where it started because I'm not the target audience as
Yeah,
well, but I am a collector. I do go out and I spend money on collector's items and things like that. So you think they would hit me with that type of item or I'd have seen it before it started blowing up on social media. But I didn't see it just like you didn't until it
yeah,
started blowing up on socials
yeah.
and was like all over the news and stuff like that is like this big phenomenon. Now, I do think it probably blew up before then with people. Just like, people didn't hear about Pokemon until the New York Times started talking about how it was the crazy new investment. And then people started buying into it and scalpers blew it up. So, like, maybe, maybe it existed before, but I don't know enough.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
be curious at the
I
longevity of the market, though, because people are investing in it like crazy. And that's,
exactly. Exactly. They're gonna go the way of Beanie Babies, but like a shorter lifespan. That's my bet. I'm gonna go hop on Kalishi or whatever it's called, that the website where you
Kalshi.
can Kalshi where you can just bet on anything.
Yeah.
I wanted to
Well,
see
and
if I
that's
can bet on how long Labubus will be popular.
so Kalshi is the one I mentioned Polymarket. Polymarket and Kalshi are like the same thing. Those are
Okay.
both
I'd
predictive
wondered.
markets.
I thought that was what like
Yeah, yeah,
what it
yeah.
was, but I just didn't know.
I don't know a ton about it, but it's basically you buy a token and that token it counts as like a vote of yes or no for a bunch of questions. So like
Yeah.
you pay $1 for a token and then it's literally so if 1,000 people bet 500 on one side 500 on the other, there's a payout of 1,000 to whichever side wins, and your one token gets multiplied by the value, and it's
Yeah.
purely based on however many people vote on that particular
Yeah,
question.
yeah. So like if like a billion people vote yes and one person votes no, like then a billion people are getting the profit split of that one person who bet
Yeah,
no, you know? Like
which is next to nothing.
yeah. So
And
like you could
all
win, like it's crazy. You could win a bet on those and lose money. You
mhm,
know? Like that's
100%.
wild.
Well, and it's you're betting on just random stuff too. And the thing is, it gets really deep into it. And this is where gambling gets a little bit dirty because it's technically not gambling. You're buying a token and you're using that token
Mhm.
to play a game or something like that. So it's legal for 18 to 21-year-olds, unlike gambling. So they can target kids. Now, I did see a video about an app that's coming out that combines TikTok, Tinder, in sports betting.
Hell
So
yeah, man.
you're
What is it called?
scrolling.
What's it called? I need it.
Oh, I have no idea, dude. But you
I'm so
scroll
in.
videos like a TikTok, and if you want to place a bet, you swipe it right, and you can place a dollar bet just with a swipe. And it's your swiping sports bet, like play by plays as you're watching a game. So you can be watching a Lions game, and you'll scroll like bets in real time, and you'll be able to bet on them in real time.
That's exciting.
That's terrifying.
That's exciting.
Well, the one thing, so you have to recognize more than anything else, I'm glad that this is exciting for people who like to gamble. The whole reason these things exist are because people lose all of this money to gambling.
Mhm.
These industries only exist, they can only market so much. They can only spend so much on marketing because the value of a customer, how much money each customer loses using their service is a lot. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to spend as much on marketing. You wouldn't have Kevin Hart out here. You wouldn't have every single celebrity out there promoting these gambling sites if it weren't for how much money they made on every single person who joins up, which is crazy. So I have this whole mindset, and I'm curious if this is just me. When I see all of these ads coming out, I'm like, holy crap, they're making so much money. So
Yeah.
much money. Is that something you think when you see a bunch of ads?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Okay.
I like listen, Cody, I know gambling is more likely to lose money than it is to make
Oh,
money. I'm
100%.
not
I don't think
sitting here.
anyone's
I'm
dumb.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
people are aware.
And I bet every week on sports or
Mhm.
every football week. When the season's off, I'm not betting on sports, but like to me it's like my gambling, like, it's weird to talk about it in like a side hustle view because, like, yeah, I would like to make a bunch of money doing this, but really I am just kind of giving myself like things to watch during the game. You know,
Yeah.
like it's
Well,
less about like, oh, like I'm gonna get rich tonight betting. I want to, sure, you know, but like ultimately it's like, no, I'm gonna spend $10 on the Lions game once a week so that I can just like look and like I can get excited once like a player makes a random catch and I'm like, I needed that, you know, like it's exciting. It adds a little fun to it, you
yeah,
know?
which is 100% doable. Adding a little bit of fun is 100% there. I personally, I've just seen the underside of gambling.
Yeah. I mean, trust me,
Have you been to Vegas?
I've only been through like the airport of Vegas.
Oh, you and I should go to Vegas sometime. We
No,
should.
you'd be the worst person for me to go to Vegas with because I'd want to go gamble.
Oh, that's fair. I would not want to gamble.
Like,
I want to go see
yeah, like
shows and stuff.
that's the
But
last place you and I need to go
when
together.
you're in Vegas and you're seeing some of the people like just watching the people. I'm a big like I'm an energy work kind of guy, but I'm also big like being in crowds. I enjoy the vibe of a place. You go to Renaissance Fair, everyone's dressed up and they're having fun and everyone's having a drink and a turkey leg and that's the point. You go to different places, you have different vibes. You go to a music festival, generally very positive. You go to some political rallies or anything like that, and it's usually really charged and heated, and it's a different type of energy. So I say all of that to say when you go into Vegas and you're sitting in a casino, that energy of those rooms, it can be electric. It can be very
Hmm.
good. It is often depressing. It is 95 to 99% of the time extremely depressing to be in a,
Yeah,
a casino. At least in
yeah.
my experience. And maybe I'm like extremely colored. Like it's worth noting like I have a very like vibrant tapestry of gambling painted in my head.
Yeah. So, it's funny, like you describing like the vibe of being in a casino reminds me of I had a roommate. Him and I don't really get along anymore. It was kind of like not a great situation, but like we were friends for a little bit there,
Mhm.
and he'd told me about a time that he like went to like a reservation and like did peyote.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
like he told me like the vibe that he got, and then they went to like the casino on the reservation after it, and like he said like he went in there and like it felt like everything was like covered in oil, he said, and he thought it was just because like that was like the vibe that he kind of gets in the
Mhm.
casinos and stuff like that, that everything is just so dirty, greasy, like evil almost, and he's like, I
Yeah.
just had to leave.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the type of thing I believe very strongly in those types of things. I am an aura and energy type of person and I think it's very obvious when you point it out to people in those types of atmospheres. You go to a racetrack, you go to NASCAR, that there's energy in the air. You feel that. You go to a movie theater, there's energy in that movie theater. That's why you're quiet and the music is so loud and why going to a movie
Well,
is a
that and
different
just
experience.
courtly and
What?
being respectful to the
Yeah.
other people
Well, yeah, yeah,
watching a
yeah. Yeah.
movie, but I don't think it's just the vibe. It's not just the vibe of a movie theater is
No.
why people aren't talking during movies.
Well, it's the
I get what
the
you're saying.
expectation, and it's
Yeah.
the that space brings an expectation. Now, rules spelled out, yeah, I think there's like a whole morality, and you can get into all of that. But like being respectful of the space, like the expectation being respectful, I think just like going to a cemetery. Everyone kind of has that idea of being respectful. Not everyone does it. There are bad people. There are
Right.
people who make dumb decisions and
There's
do
always going to be
bad things.
outliers and everything, though.
Yeah. But at the same time, I think you can recognize like you go to a cemetery, if you're a human, you're going to have some type of reaction. You're going to have a thought about it. There's an energy there.
Yeah.
Oh, you agree? Are you an energy guy?
Not quite as much as you.
Not well, yeah, I don't think
Yeah, like
anyone is as much as me.
I do believe like obviously like yeah, like people's like personalities or like emotions like set out
Mhm.
like a vibe kind of to like the people around them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, do I like I'm trying to I want to figure out how I want to say what I want to say without it being like offensive.
Where's your
I don't
limit?
I don't think a stone has an aura, you know? Like
Okay.
I wouldn't collect crystals. You know, like I know like
Do you think that when you look at an object, it can inspire a feeling?
I think that that's more based on the person than it
Yeah,
is the
100%.
object.
And so I think that that's what stones are for me personally. Like
Fair enough.
if I look at, so I've got a I like art. I enjoy cool things. I collect cards for art and things like that. I personally have a one of a kind published print from an artist that I like. I
Hmm.
bought some of her stuff like prints super cheap last year at Ren Fair, and then I went back this year for the third year in a row, and I bought one of her like originals for like 40 or $50. It was pricey, but it's an original. It looks like a cat, and when I look at it, I feel something about it. It
Yeah.
makes me happy. I think that there is an energy that I associate with that purchase,
Yes.
with that whole thing, and therefore for me that has a little bit of energy for me.
See,
Now, do I think that you would have the same reaction to that picture? No, I do
see,
not expect you to have that reaction.
I talked one time to a crystal girl
Yeah.
who like I had said
I
like so
talked one time to a crystal girl.
so
There's a banger song out there that starts
yeah,
like
that
that's a
that that
Midwest emo
there's a
banger.
Midwest emo song about yeah. But like
Modern
but like
baseball
I
man.
did one time and like I don't remember like I was saying something of like, like oh yeah, like seasonal vibes got me and she was like I don't remember what she said. It was like but she was like something along the lines of like, "Oh, you need to get some opals." And
Mm.
I was like, no, no, like that might make you feel better, but that's not the opals making you feel better. That's your association with the opals that make you feel better. And so if I got opals, I would have a bunch of green rocks. I think. I don't
Well,
know. I don't know my stones. But like
in that instance, my thought process is I would have asked, "What about the opals are supposed to make me feel better? What do opals do? What do you associate with opals and why?" And, like, getting to the idea and the understanding of, like, hey, sometimes stones have, like, a meaning or a thought or stuff like that. Like, my birthstone is amethyst. I like amethyst. It's a nice stone. So, I'll usually go out and I will get
yeah.
amethyst and stuff like that, but I don't know what stones
I'm
mean. I
I'm
just
sure
associate
in
them
that
with them.
situation, like typically, like in situations like that, I know me personally, I just try to like move on as
Oh,
fast
you
as I
shut
can
down.
because like I don't want to like once I start being like, well, why do you feel that way? It's gonna be really hard for me to be like, I don't see it, like, and I nobody wants to hear someone be like, oh, I don't agree with your feelings towards something, like
Well,
I would
yeah.
rather I would rather be like, oh, that's a good point, and then just kind of sweep past it so I don't have to because you know me. If I
Yeah.
feel like I gotta say something, I say it. And like a lot of the times I don't even want to. I just feel like I have to. And then I regret saying a lot of the things I say. So
Well, and it's I want to say like I don't think you should hold back from saying the things that matter. There
I
are
like
definitely
again,
things that
there
you
are
shouldn't say, but
times,
also finding
yes.
a way to be like respectful in the things that you say, and it's also like how you engage with people. Because if you I'll tell you there are some people if you ask them, "Well, so what is an opal supposed to do?" They're going to get really defensive about that. They're going to be like, "Well, blah 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 blah." And that's not a good engagement. That's not a good
Right.
conversation. But it's also I find that type of stuff interesting. I studied like religion and culture personally. Like that's what my degree is in. So I really
Hmm.
really find it. What do you believe? Are you studying Wicca so that you can do this? Are you believing in cool rocks because you're oh, I'm just trying to think like Buddhist and you've got
Yeah.
special stones or something like that. Like there are plenty of different meaningful objects like the cross. Do you think the cross holds power? Do you feel something when you look at the cross?
Not really.
I
I
don't
think
either, but I
yeah.
know a lot of
Uh,
people do, and
Yeah,
that's
but
crazy.
but it's also silly. Like I'm not a religious person,
Yeah.
like I don't subscribe to any faith. I won't go too deep into it. Like I have like this feeling of like maybe there's something, but like I don't know what it is, so like I'm not gonna waste my time trying to figure it out, like I know I'm here, I know I'm like it's now. But that being said, like my aunt gave me a long time ago, she went to like Jerusalem or something, or
Mhm,
she was somewhere in the Middle East and she brought back like this like it was from like the same type of tree that they used to build the wood for crosses or for the cross that Christ was on.
mhm.
And like she brought me back just like a little one, and like I keep
Yeah.
it next to my bed. Like I don't know, there's something about it that does make me feel a little better keeping it there, even though like I don't subscribe to, Catholicism or
I mean,
Christianity.
yeah, 100%. I'm over here like, okay, so do you have a good relationship with your aunt? Did your aunt
Not
like take
really.
care of you?
No, 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 not even really.
No.
Nope. I don't know. There's just some like it's almost I am someone who like I'd probably put it near my bed and then like just forgot about it there for a long time, and then, like, now that it's been there, I'm almost more there because it's been there, like, for as long as it has been. It's been next to my bed that
I
I keep
got
it
you.
there. It's less what it is and more, like, what I've done with it. Like, I remember one time, like, I used to wear, like, a rubber band on my wrist, like, in
Mhm,
college, just a random rubber band, and it was there for, like, 2 years. Like,
mhm.
didn't take it off, would shower with it and stuff, and then one day someone was like, why do you wear that rubber band? And I went, I don't know. And I took it off and I was like, well, now that feels wrong, like,
Well,
but then I was like, I'm not gonna put the rubber band back on because I just took it off, and the only reason I had it there was because it was there, like, I don't
well,
know.
and so those types of things, in my opinion, are like self identifiers. Like that's our inner self wanting to be expressed. So, like me
They're
personally,
constants in your life, kind of. They're things that kind of stay the same, and, like, I'm not someone who hides, like, I don't like change very much,
mhm,
I get very comfortable in rhythms, so to not change, like, even little things, like a little tiny cross on my windowsill or a rubber band on my wrist, or just little things that I don't
yeah.
like to change, so I keep them.
Well, and it's also a way to like outwardly express any type of individuality. Like for me personally, I don't have a ton of like accessories that I used to wear, but since being with my partner, I've been like, you know what? She's got me a couple of like necklaces that I wear now, so I regularly wear a couple of things. I have like a ring that I wear. And so I'm slowly getting these like little accessory things where I'm like, okay, it feels more comfortable because I'm in the same. I don't like change. I'm very
Yeah.
much like a this is my area, this is my space. Like I have a lot of things in my space that take up space and like I suffuse them with my energy is the way I kind of look at it. Like if you view yourself like I'm a tornado and I've got my aura all around me in the room and the more that things are in here, the more it takes on my color.
Yeah.
So like I've got stones in here. I don't know what this is supposed to do, but I know that this little egg is my little jade egg and it makes me happy and it's
I
mine.
Cody, I don't want to go too deep into this, but I think Jade Egg is something that you shouldn't have.
Well, I don't, this
And
isn't
I'm very glad we don't have Melanie here to look it up right
well,
now.
well, now I'm like, "Wait, wait, wait, why?"
I'll give it a second to let you do this. This is going to be a down moment in the pod because
You sh
I want to know if I'm right in thinking what it is, what I think it is.
Oh, they are. It's worth noting this isn't Jade, but that's crazy, and I've never known that to be a thing before. Oh.
Oh, Sam, clip it.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so
So
happy I
it's
was right. I'm so happy I was
that was I've never heard that before, but as soon as I read Gwyneth Paltrow, I was like, "Oh."
Oh.
I've seen her name pop up a few different times and
Yep.
not for
Nope. Very goofy
not for that.
reasons.
But it's worth noting. I misspoke. It's not jade. It's labradorite. So
Okay.
it's a
Perfect.
labradorite egg.
We're very safe.
Very very different. Very very different.
Oh, it's a shame we had no viewers for that. Someone would have laughed.
uh, I'm seeing three, so I don't know where you're
Oh, are
looking
we?
at.
I'm not looking at anything. I'm just looking at the fact that we don't have any comments or nothing.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Every once in a while, I like to see some engagement, but I do
You
watch like the
you keep you keep the YouTube open. You see the
no. I
actual
I
viewer
closed it
count.
today so that I
Oh,
don't
did you?
count.
Oh, so you're seeing 3 on Riverside side?
Yeah, I'm seeing three on Riverside.
Uh, I don't see that. But to tie one thing, the topic we're talking about like not liking change back to at least a little bit in the side
Hmm.
hustle side of things. My Friday gig that I go work every single day.
Yeah.
I've had like a little cubicle in the office there,
Hmm.
and a new guy got hired and he set up like in the cubicle next to me, and he is like now kind of like one of their like best guys. He seems
Hmm.
to be like the guy that the owner is like leaning on for a lot of things, and they hired a new person, and they were like, we want him to sit next the new person to sit next to Devin, the guy that was hired in. And they were like, we might have to move you. And I was like, I come in once a week. I was like, do not move me. Like, this is my spot. I am comfortable in this spot. Do not move
Oh,
me. I was like, I'm here for 6 hours a week. Please don't touch my desk.
please, please, I only have this one thing. I don't even have a desk for my other job. Please.
Yeah. Yeah. No joke.
Uh, well, I mean, hey. that's kind of how it works when you're doing like side hustles and stuff like that. There's going to be change. There's always
Yeah,
going to be change in side hustles. But how so I want to get back into it. I'm like going back to notes because I'm spirit and energy work I can talk about for forever.
I know.
I
I know.
love talking about that, and I think it's very important, especially when you're approaching things like side hustles, when you're approaching professionalism, when you're approaching interacting with people. So I do always find it to be a good topic to touch on. If you're going to go and work a side hustle, if you're going to try to create a business practice, if you're going to try to, start a business, make money, you want to do it right. You want to be smart about it, and you don't want to be an asshole. Um, Being an asshole can make you money, but I mean, vibe check. I'll be real. It steadily looks like we're going to be going towards a point where the people who make a lot of money are not going to be very highly thought of. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Although I don't.
I mean, I think that's low key kind of been a mindset for a lot of people for a long time, where it's like, like these rich billionaire people are kind of jerks, but like the thing is like the little people thinking that will change nothing, unfortunately. Like you get enough of them maybe, but like I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
well, and it's difficult to know. It's difficult to come up with like an actual process of change or anything like that. It's difficult to comment on.
yeah.
So, with that in mind, the best thing you can do is take care of yourself, work on a level for you and your communities, and focus on that.
Yeah.
With that in mind, just a little self promo here. We're part of Good Rep Media. Good Rep Media is a small business marketing agency. We help small businesses get ranked on Google. We help you get customers in your door, and we help you join and be part of your community. If you're interested, if you're a small business owner, if you want to start a small business, if you you know need more information on how to run a small business, I'd love to chat with you. I offer free consultations. We'll chat about your business, chat about basically whatever you want to chat about. Come down, let us know. I'll drop a little link down there for you. But with that in mind, I always recommend honesty and being upfront. I'm putting this link out there. I say that I'm going to chat with you because you can go schedule with me. You can spend 30 minutes talking to me about your business. And that's just me being authentic. We offer real services, we offer real advice, we offer real things. And we don't do it behind a facade of, being faceless, a fake website, 18 million lead funnels, declines, all of this like random cold calling from call centers. It's just not how we do it. And I think that's really important.
Yeah. Absolutely, I agree. Like the biggest thing I always say it, like the biggest thing with good rep is like the transparency behind it.
Mhm.
You know what you're getting, the people who are working on your stuff, and we're always going to be honest with you. We're not going to like hold anything behind the curtains and try and like, corner you into working with us. Like, like we have some sauce that we will share with you, and we'll let
Mhm.
you know every step of the way what we're doing with your brand.
Well, exactly. And so I want to tie this back into the whole hey, this is how you make a side hustle into a full time business. That's how you do it. You start with an idea, you start with a baseline offer, you start with something that you can do. And Good Rep Media, we started with hey, we can get your business ranked on Google. We can help optimize your Google business profile. We have some secret sauce on how to get your site ranking. That's it. Right, period. That was our whole spiel. And when we started with that, we started with one client. We reach out to them. Hey, we're going to work on this. We're going to do some testing. We're blunt about where we're at. And we're like, hey, we're going to bring you in for cheap. This is going to be a lot cheaper than we're going to be able to offer any other time. But that's because we want to test and we're going to be able to go back and forth with you and we're going to be able to get feedback from you on how this works. Because I need more from my first client, from your first people that we were interacting with, especially as a marketing agency. I need to know what their pain points were, what the issues they were experiencing were, what they want help with. And so we're able to kind of experience growth together. And that first client that we reached out to, they're expanding. They want to grow. They want to hire on
Mhm.
more people. They want to grow their business. And that's a really cool thing to be a part of.
Yeah.
And I think that's somewhat new for at least marketing agencies. A lot of the marketing agencies that I see are huge, expensive, and they're hiding behind 18 million different things and salespeople from 3 different companies who are marketing to 4 different industries. And it's just awful. Ugh.
Mhm.
Have you followed any of those funnels?
Not really. Um, I So I've kind of like tried to look a little bit more at like the website side of like what marketing agencies do.
Mhm.
I've never really looked at like the client engagement side of
Yeah.
things, like what they really do with that. I've more tried to look at like what marketing agencies are doing for the clients, less about like the interactions with them.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, which
unfortunately, no.
100% makes sense. I'm the one who's following like lead funnels and ads and all of that 24/7 just so that I can get a better idea of where they're at and what they're doing.
Yeah,
But so we started with this general idea, and when you're starting a side hustle, you want to start with a basic idea, whatever that side hustle might be. With that, you're you're going to want to be able to expand it, and you're going to want to be able to grow it. And so one of the things that we did to expand good rep, and I'm not saying good rep is a side hustle because it's definitely not at this point.
no.
We do a lot more than that. But if you're going to be starting a
It
website business,
literally, it's literally what's written on my paychecks. Like my main paychecks.
the one that like actually pays for the bills.
Yeah.
Yes, legitimate, very very real there. But if you were like, hey, I'm gonna make websites, I'm gonna do marketing on the side, you need to figure out what your offer is, and then you need to figure out how to expand it. You need to identify your audience, figure out how to reach that audience, and figure out if you can scale. And there's a lot that goes into it. And personally, I don't have like the most experience with all of these side hustles. We have the original Joey Matterhorn for that. And I
Yeah.
do think on the channel right now, we have a bunch of videos about side hustles. So if you want to go check those out, definitely go check those out on the channel. But I do think Joey Matterhorn is going to be coming out here sometime soon. I've talked to him a little bit about coming live and like actually being able to talk about some of the side hustles. He's primarily been focused on credit recently. And so credit for side hustles, I think, is really important as well. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping that we can get him on.
Yeah, we're done saying we're gonna have him on. That
Yeah.
won't happen anymore. He's gonna be surprise guest and surprise guest only.
Yeah, which I should we issue a public and formal apology for last week? So sorry, guys. We were planning on being live last week, Tuesday at 2 to talk about credit. We did not get to go live. We had a little bit of a hang up. We had a little bit of a miscommunication there. So it
Uh,
happens.
I just picture have you ever seen the South Park episode of like the BP oil spill? Like the guy who always like he's like the owner of BP and he's like, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm just so sorry. Yes. It's been a long time since I've watched South Park, actually.
I
The last time I
I
watched was in Nashville.
yeah, those like first two episodes I just showed my dad then last night from like the new season with like the Trump stuff and everything.
What'd your dad think?
He thought it was hilarious.
Ah, that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I'm glad for that. But anyways, I want to finish up this conversation on side hustles. We got extremely distracted talking about energy work, and as soon as we start talking about energy, I get distracted. I'm like, crap. Okay, side hustles. What in the world are we doing? Um, you're working a side hustle. If that's what you're doing, that's what you're doing. Turn it into a full time job is difficult. You got to be ready for stress. You got to be ready for all of that crap.
Like some side hustle like it's hard to blanket and say like a side hustle turning it into a full-time job either is or isn't like every side hustle is a little different. Like I'm not going to go into too details because I think this is like a good idea that I got here and I haven't started like laying out the groundwork for it yet, but like I have an idea for like a website that I'm going to build to try and like get some like affiliate passive income coming. And like who knows, like there's a chance, like I've been thinking about it. I'm like, I may end up making $5 off this, or I may end up making so much money off this idea that I quit my job. Who knows? Like
I
it's like one of those things that I see it having the possibility to be like, oh, this is gonna take off. At least
yeah.
for like a year, until a billion people copy my idea, you know?
Yeah, and I mean it's finding those different ideas. I know. So I do. Let's dive into one idea that I didn't have myself. Eric had, but he dove into, tested it out, and some of his experience with it. He wanted to put together an RPG, a tabletop role playing game bundle to purchase on Facebook.
Oh,
So
I
his whole
remember that
goal,
his little book,
yeah, well, it wasn't his little book. It was
a
he reached out to
collection.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he
So he
reached out to
reached out
me.
to a
I
bunch of
gave some.
different yeah, a bunch
Sorry,
of different
sorry.
creators to get
I got
their
excited.
rules books, source books, knowledge, whatever. And he put like 60 different books into like a package and was selling it for like $27 or something like that.
Yeah.
And so, great little offer, flopped horribly. Mainly because he didn't have a clear audience. He was targeting nerds in general, but there wasn't like any hype surrounding any of the games. He wasn't Humble Bundle where the name had brand recognition, and he
Hmm.
wasn't using any big name like RPGs to bring names. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't like, here, get discount on this big, like here's the Dungeon Master's Guide for D&D 5e, and here's also all of this other stuff in addition. Like here's the
Yeah.
3 books you need for D&D, and then here's a bunch of other creator stuff. Combine the price. Like there wasn't a big headliner for it. So all of that to say, that sounds like a great offer, right? Like being able to combine all those. He went through a lot of effort reaching out to all of those individual creators, and it just didn't work.
It
It-
was funny. The moment you like started talking about it, I apologize. I got very
no,
excited
you
with
remembered it,
with
right?
recognition for a second there that I thought forgot we were talking to the world here, and I was just about to sit here and talk to you about it. I got
Yeah.
all
Well,
excited.
what was your memory of it?
Oh, I basically I got very excited when he told me about it because I had like 6 or 7 like one shot ideas in my head that like I kind of wanted to do for D&D,
Mhm.
and but like I was like I don't see me really getting these out anytime soon, but like I could put them together in like little documents that I can give to him, and maybe it can get out there, and then all of a sudden like these worlds kind of exist still, and
Yeah.
I got excited at that. So I spent like a day just like, I'll admit, like, I was like listing out, like I wrote down kind of like what I wanted the main points of them to be and the themes and everything, and then I like pumped them into Chat GPT and was like, give me dockets of this, of like these
Mhm.
different one shots. And I felt like I did a whole bunch of really cool ones. Like I was doing some that were like inspired by like I was like watching Naruto. Like I did like a
Mhm.
Shinobi Village one that I thought would be really cool. There was like I did like a almost like a like old London Lovecraftian like eldritch horror one. Um, I did like a martial arts tournament one. There was just like a handful of them that I did that I was like, oh, these would be so fun to like, because like they weren't like your normal like D&D like Tolkien like high fantasy worlds. They were
Mhm.
like, let's take D&D and reskin them into these other worlds that you don't normally think about them in. Very like Dimension 20 in nature. You know how like Brendan Lee
Yeah.
Mulligan and like Dropout will do like the Never Sleeping City and like stuff like that.
Or
Um,
the super high school or whatever.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Fantasy High,
Fantasy High.
things like that. Yeah,
Which I'm 100% here for those types of things. It's extremely cool and creative. There was this whole idea for I had for a hot second, and this is another, again, side hustle, coming up with random D&D one shot ideas and trying to be able to sell them. You just need to be able to find an audience. But there was this one page guide. It was like one page adventure or something like that
yes,
was the whole
yes.
setup. And there were a few different one page D&D adventures where it would be like, here's a 4-part D&D adventure that you can run. I would personally come up with a formulaic way to do like a one page something. Do one page D&D quest. And it's like a quest line that gives you a character, a place, blah 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 blah, and like enemies, and you can be able to whip
Like
these out.
inject it into your campaign or do a one shot
Yeah,
from it. You
exactly.
could like,
And
yeah,
then just put a whole bunch of these together. Get 100 of them. And then be like, here's 100 ideas, 100 like basically cards for you to pull from and be like, hey, let's run this. Let's
yeah,
run this little
yeah.
thing.
The
And
thing
then
is like that idea is like compete. Like it's a great idea, and I know it's a
well,
great
it's
idea because Critical Role has already done
no, exactly.
it. Like,
Exactly. And so the whole thing is, now I spell out that idea and you're like, that's great. The next step on that is the additional step of, hey, so when you sell those 100 things, sell them all for $1. And when you sell them for $1, you also get name and email and phone number, and then you remarket them freaking dice and Amazon links to whatever, and then you just make affiliate income off of them. Hey, so
Yeah.
you bought my one stack of 100 whatever. Here's my special dice set. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like
use
you
this
want
dice
do
set,
you
whatever.
like you liked what I like, you liked my adventures. Like if you want to be more like me, here's the dice I use. Here's this, or like maybe not more like me because like
Well,
I
you
doubt they
you
were
hit them
getting
up
it
with
because
that,
of the
or you hit them,
personality, but
with the you've already spent money on something I've made. I made up a whole book of my own system. It's $20. Here you go. Do you want to buy
yeah.
that? Now you have a ready-made audience. You have an email list. The main thing that you want to get is that email list together, because now you have an email list of people who are going to spend $1, and that's a great list to have.
Yeah. Sorry, I
Then
just
again,
had an
I
idea
am
for our podcast. I think you know who we should have as a guest on the podcast to talk about this pretty much exact concept.
what's that?
Someone that we just kind of brought back on.
Eric?
No, Tim.
Oh, Tim.
Tim would
Yeah,
be
yeah,
such a great
yeah.
podcast guest. He could talk like literally he does what we're talking about right now of like selling like tabletop RPG stuff, He's got
He
like a whole
does.
company for it.
Yeah, well, he took that whole idea and he really ran with it. So
Yeah.
Tim is one of the freelance writers that we work with. If you work with Good Rep Media, Tim will probably write an article or two for your site or help with our copywriting on your site. But he on the side has been part of a tabletop role-playing game group for the longest time that created a company, created their own offshoot of Dungeons and Dragons 5e, like rules and storylines and settings. And then they also have come up with their own like RPG systems. I think they've come up with two of their own systems.
Yeah, something like
um
that. Yeah.
but they've gone through Kickstarters. They've done like the thing, which I think
Mhm.
is super cool. And I would honestly, I do want to try a Kickstarter at one point in my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. I mean, we aren't paid to plug him here or anything
Yeah.
like
Oh,
that.
worth
This
noting.
is
Yeah.
obviously just coming up right now, but I am going to go ahead and plug the company, Absolute Tabletop. Go check them out. Tim and his friends there, they put out some really cool things. I have the Storm Dwarf book physically.
Yeah.
That's a cool one. I haven't really dove too into it to do anything, but I've like read it and gotten like it's definitely thematically uh, affected some of the things that I've done before. So like even though I haven't exactly gone from the book and used the book, I still take from it quite often.
Yeah. And I will say, uh, it is a phenomenal group, phenomenal community. I'm like absolutetabletop.com. Go look at them right now. The art style, the little mecha deal. I
Yeah.
am here for it. I am absolutely here for it. And I mean, yeah, not paid to promote, but if you want to go check it out, I'm trying to remember what was Aether Nexus was their most recent one.
I'm not sure. I've seen like I'm in the Discord and I've seen like notifications come up, but I haven't followed them super closely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, and it's honestly it's difficult. There's so much information at this
Yeah.
day and age. I think that's probably one of the biggest hangups out there in the world. The processing of all of this information, politics, music, scrolling on TikTok, making our own content, how to do our jobs. Oh, dude, there's so much just information presented 24/7. It's really, really difficult to keep it
Yeah.
straight these days.
Facts. I keep grabbing this mouse. I plugged in the mouse. I grabbed my mom's
Mhm.
mouse. I told you earlier I don't have it. And I keep trying to use it. It's like right here, but it's not plugged into my computer and it's screwing with me really bad.
Ooh.
Sorry, I tabbed out here on accident. There we
No,
go.
you're 100% good. I do think we're probably going to be calling it about here. The main thing that we want to get across is the idea that hey, if you're going to be doing a side hustle, you need to think about it more. You're not thinking
Yeah.
about it enough. I promise you, if you are like I'm gonna make it big one day doing this thing, you're not thinking hard enough. You are
Yeah.
not doing enough for it.
One thing before we do get out of here, like you are right, like you do need to think on these a lot, but I think there's two different kind of styles that you go with side hustles where you have like a more active one and then you also have one where it is a little more passive and like depending on what your plate looks like d- like determines how much dedication you put towards like the passive one versus the active one and everything like that. Like I'm hoping here that I'm about to, like I said, the site, like in theory should be passive and then from there I can build on it. And I say that like I want to think on that. Like I'm trying to do a passive thing, but I I need to target it towards people. I need to think, oh, yeah, like a gift idea is cool, but like how often are they going to need it? How many holidays? What holidays am I going to include it on? Like in my brain, like I love this idea because it's like, oh, I can just set it. But it's like,
Mhm.
no, if I really want it to succeed and to find continued success, even though it is a passive thing, I'm going to need to put a lot of time, effort, and thought into it.
Yeah, and it's at the end of the day, I always laugh when people talk about this passive income, just earn passive income. Uh, the passive income that people are earning are being a landlord, which, yeah, okay, passive income, or actively managing an online store. So, yeah, you can earn passive income from an e commerce store, but you need to set up the e-commerce store. You need to have ads running to the e-commerce
Yeah.
store. You need to make sure your e-commerce store is getting updated with new products. You need to make sure that your products are getting shipped out. You need to make sure that you're dealing with product returns. Like there's so much that goes into it. Great. Now
Yeah.
set and forget it on affiliate marketing. Like if you write articles for, Amazon affiliate stuff, great, set and forget. Oh, except the offer goes down. Except you need to get a new link. Except you need to update your website. Your SEO went down. Your ads are not functioning the same. There's a lot that goes into it. Whenever you hear anyone mention passive income, it's never passive. I say things so hard and fast, and I also need to acknowledge that where I'm like, it's never passive. It's maybe it will.
Well, like I just find it hilarious. Like what I started to say there, I was like, oh, just a closing thought, and I started to say it, and as I was saying it, I was like, I was trying to pitch it as like, oh, I'm gonna try and do this thing that is gonna be pretty passive to kind of be like, oh, it's not. Some things maybe you don't have to be as hands on. And as I was describing it, I was like, no, this is gonna be something that I am gonna have to be very hands on for.
Yeah. Well, and it's understanding just doing that like extra thinking. And it
Yeah.
really is, if I can leave everyone with one piece of advice, if there's one thing that I can leave every one of our viewers with, think about it more. Spend some more time thinking, spend less time with a screen or noises around you. Think about it how people in all of history have existed, how much quiet and silence and alone time they had comparatively, and how much thinking that they just had to do regularly. Like I go to the toilet these days and I have a phone. I don't even sit for 10 minutes on the toilet without having my phone with me. Like you're not ever without some access to technology. Spend more time thinking, spend more time alone, spend more time with your thoughts in silence. It's terrifying, but it will help you emotionally mature, I promise.
10 minutes on the toilet, Cody. That's a long time.
Dude, you got a 10-minute scroll in the morning, my dude. But also, I'll be real. I've got lactose intolerance. We've talked about it on the pod. It's that's how you know I'm
Uh,
white, man. That's as bad as it comes. I've got
Lactose intolerance is made up for weak people. All right, that's all it is. That's
it's
all it
made
is.
up by big lactose, okay?
No, no, lactose. No, big lactose, big milk. They hate lactose intolerance. That you are their least favorite people. I
I
guarantee you.
I meant your argument is made up by big
Oh,
lactose.
okay.
Big
Yeah,
lactose
yeah.
says that lactose intolerance is fake.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
like big
It's just
big
like
pharma says, or big tobacco says that lung
I,
cancer is
I
fake.
like it's one of those things that I just can't believe lactose intolerance is real because for breakfast this morning I had a massive thing of lasagna that I washed down with milk.
Jesus. I want you to know if I have chicken Alfredo, I sleep on the couch. That's how bad it is. It's
I
my favorite
start
food.
I started my day with a meal that would shut you down, bro.
It I dude, I have Little Caesars at night, and it's like I need to go lay down afterwards.
Well, Little Caesars will just destroy any human body. It doesn't have to be lactose intolerant.
Little
I
Little Caesars isn't meant
my
to be.
I ran a D&D one shot real quick before we can
Mhm.
go at my house, like I don't know, during the summer this past summer, and I had friends from college come and play, and like we were moving along pretty well, and then like I was like, hey guys, we want to take like a little break, go get some pizza, and we're like, yeah, we went and got pizza, and then everybody ate so much pizza that we just like everything just shut down. We were just like done playing. We were like the one of the guys like was like falling asleep in his chair at like in like a pizza in a Little Caesars coma.
Yeah, dude. I remember not last year, year before, I think we were planning on playing D&D at Friendsgiving because we weren't expecting a big turnout. Don't try to play D&D after eating turkey. It's impossible. You're not doing anything after eating turkey.
To be fair, when we go to Eric's, we struggle to play D&D after doing anything. If we hit
We
if we
struggle to
hit a
play
hiccup,
D&D if we get together to play D&D.
exactly, exactly. Like, well, all right, let's play by 11. Everybody's there by 11. We start by 1. Then we go get food, and then like once we get food, we don't play for like another hour and a half.
We got like a total of 3 hours of playing, and we're there from 11 to 9. It's like, hell yeah, that was a day.
Oh
We
yeah.
we
There's been
dungeoned the
there's
dragon,
been
man.
times where we've been actively sitting at the table talking about other things, and I go, guys, we're here to play D&D.
But it's
Like
also it's
last time we were there, something started to happen. Like we were like just about to start, and then like I think you said something to Eric, like, "Hey Eric, can we turn music on?" And he's like, "Oh yeah," and he turns to do that. I was like, "Oh, we were so close."
every single time, every single time. But hey, sorry for interrupting. Sorry for the great, but more than anything else, you're welcome for all of the great advice on side hustles. You're welcome for all of the great life advice on how to spend time on the toilet thinking without your phone. Don't bring your phone into the toilet with you the next time you go. Try it. Just try it. Oh, don't shake your head at me. Try it. I believe
That's
in you.
listen. I get it. Screen time bad. Don't need as much screen
You're
time.
the one who
Don't
hates TikTok.
don't take it away from me in the one place it's supposed to be.
What you
Like,
say, the one place it's supposed to be, it is literally a new phenomenon that we're able to do this.
this is the one place that you are supposed to doom scroll, and that is
You're
while
old
you are
enough to
sitting
remember
on the
being on the
toilet.
toilet without a phone, right?
Yeah, of course. And that was awful times.
I'll be
You know?
real. Like I don't have
Like
very many memories of being on the toilet
yeah.
without a phone.
Yeah, I
It's
don't have very many memories of just being on like maybe I'm the crazy one here. Maybe it's me, but like I don't make memories while I take a shit.
and on that
Sam,
note,
clip it.
and on that note, my name's Cody.
I'm
It's
Jordan.
Jordan over here. We're from Good Rep Media. We are a small business marketing agency. We help small businesses get ranked on Google. We help you get customers in your door. We help you get customers signed up on your website, interested in your services. And if that's something that you're interested in, if you're at all interested in getting more customers, if you're at all interested in starting a small business, reach out, schedule with me. I offer free 30-minute consultations. I'll chat about your business. I'll chat about Dungeons and Dragons. I will chat about Warhammer 40K or Magic the Gathering. If you're interested in Riftbound, I just got into it. But hey, guys, join us tomorrow at 12 on the Good Rep Media channel. Jordan and I are going to be back. We're going to be chatting about some other things. And we'll see you then. Thanks, guys.